am Mmoledi for Stories Untold, back again this week with your weekly dose of positive and uplifting news. Welcome to the show. Today we are in the heart of Dobsonville, right here in Soweto, bringing you the story of Dr. Thabiso Mmoledi, a general practitioner born and raised right here. Now, his selfless acts are the ones that brought us here today to tell his story. Dr. Mmoledi has been the one that has been taking care of medical needs of this community pro bono. He is the type of doctor that's making sure that there is no more obesity and hypertension right here in Soweto. Let's go straight into that story.
My name is Thabiso Mmoledi. I'm a family practitioner, in short, a general practitioner. I work at number 72 Corner Miller Road and Kizza Street at Ekhaya Letu Medical Center. And I'm sometimes here accessing patients, and sometimes I work at Ekhaya Health and Fitness Gym at River Life together with Pilasonke Wellness Initiative.
The gym the doctor is referring to is his first charity work, which he founded in 2009. He funds it from his own pocket. The doctor founded this place after being moved by the plight of the community.
I was born here, 2 kilometers away, where I practice Ekhaya Letu Medical Center as my practice. And when I started, I studied at Wits, did a BSc, and was a top student in maths, first black student to get maths at Wits. And in our medical studies, I qualified and I worked at Bara. And then I went to practice. And then I did gynae and I did surgery. And then I came back to my practice. And after working there, I realized that we were dealing a whole lot of hypertension that was affecting a lot of younger people. So the gym was precisely done for that, so that we can then have them training and lifting weights and doing aerobics and aerobic type exercises and anaerobic type exercises, so that we can prevent these things.
A spark that ignited his passion to start a health facility. That is how Pilasonke, an initiative for those who cannot afford health care, came about.
Yeah, the reason for Pilasonke was to have a number of specialists, service providers, to be able to attend to people, because people don't just come in with one thing. So the physiotherapist, occupational therapist, the dentist, podiatrist, myself as a medical practitioner, and vets as supporting evidence-based type medicine, we can then be able to provide current evidence-based scientific programs. So Pilasonke is basically to provide a much more concerted, multi-pronged, multi-service approach to our patients.
Because the doctor already had his hands full with the gym, he knew he couldn't also grow the vision of Pilasonke to its full potential. Hence, he saw the need to approach relevant people to assist.
Firstly, we approach stadium management because they give us access to the site. We approach vets because they are in research. They deal with current things that are affecting exercise and eating and wellness in general. And we approach MHNP, who've got occupational therapists, who have got physiotherapists, who have got audiologists to come in and work with us.
I'm a physiotherapist. I went into being physiotherapist because I wanted to help people. So I'd spent 15 years in private practice in Sandton, northern suburbs, Sandton, Rosebank, Four Ways, doing a great job, being able to offer the best to the best, and just being able to get great results. And I think there came a point in time when I was like, what does it matter if 85% of the population can't actually access these services because we're a private practice? And I just started to realize I didn't want to wait, for a government solution for healthcare and for rehab. I really wanted to say, if I'm going to help people, then I want to help every South African around. I want to be able to make a plan to make rehab accessible. Look at your hand, watch your hand. Excellent. And there are two limitations for rehab. There's, the money side of rehab, that's the financial barriers, but then there's geographical as well. And so we came here to Soweto because we wanted to overcome that geographical barrier and actually make rehab accessible to the community, to Sowetans, in a way that was financially viable. Good.
Amy has been working with Dr. Thabiso. She's the co-founder of Pilasonke.
For 15 years, I'd worked on the consequences of hypertension, but I'd never been part of something which was trying to prevent hypertension. And so when we came across Dr. Mmoledi in the program that he's running here, it was just such a natural fit. And so we started offering our services and treating people who'd had strokes and head injuries and spinal cord injuries.
Close your eyes for me. Can you feel my finger here? Yes. Okay, can you feel it this side?
And the reason for Pilasonke is about that concept of I cannot be well unless we as a community are well. And we really wanted to be in this community saying, when we treat a patient who's had a stroke and we rehab that patient, we're not just treating that patient, we're treating their family, we're treating their community, and we're actually getting a whole community to be more well because that person can return to work and can return to, life of meaning. Now, can you let go? Can you manage?
One of the patients getting a second lease on life is 43-year-old Rendani.
Ngikhala every day, ngihlala ngikhala nje. Ngisho like the day ngashawa istroke ngivele ngakhala ngathi why mara or yini punishment or what angazi nje. Ngikhalela uNkulunkulu ukuthi why mara ngenzaka into eso. Because azange ngibe nama-sign or kwenzakala nor angazi nje kuvele kwenzeka. Impilo yami yavela yashintsha. Ngingasaphilile kampilo bengenza ngayo ukuthi ngiphilele abanye ngisebenzele abantwana bami. So ngile ngihlale phansi angisakwazi azange ngithathe 3 months ngingakwazi ukuhamba ngakhona ukuhamba.
Although she seems to be struggling, she says this is a huge improvement compared to where she was before coming here.
Angithi bengihamba ngikrashisa balibele bangifundisa ukuthi ngihambe kanjani ukuthi ngibe free ngibeke i-steps sami ndibele ngishaye kanjani ngisandla la ngoba sithi naso sibe singamuva movie. So ngabona ngilanga siyamuva senza like kusele nje la ukuthi sibambe la. Yo ngiyabonga kakhulu yazi ngoba bengingakhoni nje ukubhadala ngoba ngithi angisasebenzi yangisena income engenayo ngithola imali esasa so ngiyabonga kakhulu iPhilasonke ngiyabonga kakhulu because ngiyakhona ukuza nje bangibele bangitreata for free yayibona so ngiyayibonga ile nje.
Beautiful.
Excellent. Excellent. That was one of the big goals.
Amy and MHNP were confined in northern suburbs. And in my practice, we had one physio, but I could see that you needed a much more comprehensive organization that can provide these services. So they introduced Amy to us after we've presented to vets. And I must now say, Prof. Miezwa and Prof. Amy Harrison and Sonti were very instrumental in that because they could see, they had a vision to see at what we were doing. And Amy could see that, and he joined with us. With them, we then formed what we call a bounce back journey, where we looked at people that completely don't have money, but they have a stroke. How do we bring them back, because they're young, back to working?
There's a whole lot more to Pilasonke than strokes and rehabilitation.
Welcome back to the show as we relay the story of Dr. Thabiso Mmoledi. Today, founder of Pilasonke organization, would like to introduce you to some of the beneficiaries of his selfless work. And one of those is Mamakele, who lives alone. Mamakele is suffering from arthritis. Let's go straight into that story.
As great as it is to be here in the stadium and to see this, the therapy area, and as wonderful as it is to have the fancy plinths and the balls and the parallel bars, the reality is that we only have patients here for an hour or two a week. When they leave here, they go home And in their home environment is where they really, really need to get better. They don't need to get better here. They need to be better in their home. So part of our program is to spend time in the homes of our beneficiaries and actually saying to them, right, we've been working in the gym on, sitting to standing and making it confident, but does that mean that you can get up from your lounge chair and stand up? We've been working in the gym on being able to carry things. But does that mean at home that you can carry a cup of tea or coffee from your kitchen to your lounge? And so it's one of our greatest joys to be able to go into the homes of our beneficiaries and to be able to see what their real lives are.
And just a stone's throw away from the stadium is Gogonkele's house. She's due for her regular checkup.
And when we do home visits, I bring a team of Sibulelo and Tsietsi. And Tsietsi is our technical guy. He arranges the ultrasound, the BP machine, and the hemoglobin test. And Sibulelo is a patient that assists with laying out a patient. Most of them can't move. You remember? And they talk to them and they take history whilst I examine. Because some rooms are very awkward and you've got to find a nice position, but they've been very helpful. They work with me both at the gym, at the wellness center, and at the practice at the College Medical Center. Kamu, pusha. All right, all right. Because we're gonna wait how we hold. Sometimes I'm going to reach you. Let's get to affect myself or how, ne? All right. All right. Everybody. All right. All right. So, Mommy has got rheumatoid arthritis, and she's got poor oral hygiene with no dentullism, no teeth at all, and she's got very poor joint movement, and she's also got a gallbladder sludge, a precursor to gallstones. So we've advised that we're going to assist with a dentist to assist her with teeth so that she can chew well, because we know that there's a big relationship between dentullism, that is no teeth, and primary or secondary strokes. And we don't want her to get a stroke at this stage. And the other thing, she's got a very huge BMI, and we have to manage that. And we've spoken about it, but of course we're fighting against the fact that she doesn't have teeth, she can't chew the normal proteins, which is meat, chicken, and fish. She opts for pap and magwinyas, which we really don't want her to have. And we're going to get our social workers from the clinic, and our partners, Utongati, have given her a wheelchair and the walking stick as well, so that we can get her to the clinic. But the nice thing is that we do have this mobile ultrasound that you saw, which can assist us to assess, in this case, the state of the heart, the state of the liver, and the state of the kidneys. And we can do that in-house. Members of the gym told me about her. So we've been following her up for the past 2, 3, 4 years. In fact, I think it's longer than that, and then we had to step by COVID. And we've had her, she was much bigger than this. She's reduced a lot of weight. But of course, we'll need a secondary, tertiary intervention where they can go and remove the gallbladder stone and give a medication that will improve her lack of feelings, which is what we call peripheral neuropathy, and also deal with and go for a formal X-ray. And we can bring an X-ray here. She's complaining about an abdominal mass in the bowel, and it could be anything from silent diseases, which is important, like cancer of the bowel. It doesn't talk. The next time you see it is very advanced. She doesn't have a uterus. They've removed her. You can see her. She's at 75. She's a person that really looks after herself. And with our support, she's actually gotten even much more better in terms of looking up for herself. So it's important that we should engage the local clinics, the hospital, to look after cases like Mia Mama. No, that's very good. Okay.
Dawa ndapuka kaitu up. Dipuke kaitu gilinda. Awenala bansi kaitu. Detecho. Ukizikole inyintomazana ke ebona kunja soko. Wachikona abantu la stadium. Zakinthethenga ngoba yasoko lukhala wiwa. Intana nendikhala isefiso malukhala eza ezonceda. lontiswelekile. So ngaqala kuza ke abantu bethungatha kanjalo no-doctor uloke ngi-check-a kanjalo u-doctor. Namapilisi ayanginceda uyandipha.
So before that, bungakho umuntu okusizayo. Wawa nje
Ndawa ndiyi-one up. Lucky ifoni bengiyifake esikhwameni. Ndafonela umntanami ndathi siyeshisa ndiphukile. Weza wandithatha wangisa esibhedlela. Uyazi udoctor Thabiso ngiyamprayisa yazi njengayizolo ndilelo obunye ubuthongo. Kukhona omunye intombazane bengincedisa efuna 1,000 angibhadele kayi-20 ndathi mali ngizothatha ipenshini ami ndikunika 1,000 ndathi andifuni. Kodwa le service yona iyanginceda baba. Ingincedile iyanginceda straight. Ngathi uNkulunkulu angaba nabo. Bandenzela everything kahle futhi. Akukho umuntu ochiki akunamuntu wenzani. Bathetha nami kahle.
Stories Untold followed the team to Deep Kloof, where they were visiting the first clients to ever join Pilasonke.
Welcome back to the show. At just a tender age of 19 years old, Komoto suffered a stroke and she has since been a patient of the Pilasonke organization. Since then, she has seen such incredible recovery. This is a story.
Hello, Sophie. How are you? I'm good. How are you today? Thank you for having us in your home. So Kuma, a family member, saw that Pilasonke runs this program, got in touch with us, and it was actually at a time when we just secured enough funding to roll out the program. So Homo was a fantastic beneficiary because, you know, the kind of people that we're looking to work with are, you know, people with potential to return to life. And when I first met Homo, she wasn't able to walk without a crutch, and even with that crutch, she walked very, very slowly. Homo, thank you so much for having us in your home today. I know we've been working with you in the gym, but it is so good for us to be able to see how what we've been working in the gym actually makes a difference in your home. So I would love it if you would be able to show us around your house. Yeah. Can you take us on a tour? Yeah.
My mom and me.
That's you and your mum?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Me.
Ooh, girl. You are
That's
beautiful.
my cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's me.
And it's not just about walking, it's about being functional, you know, being able to do things of meaning. So seeing Homo reaching down, getting a pot out, she makes it look so easy now. But Homo, am I right? It was not easy.
Yeah.
You know, 6 months ago, 12 months ago, that was a challenge. You know, Homo could really, because she was using a crutch in her one hand, she didn't have a hand to actually do anything with. So being able to work with the physios and get her stable enough on her feet that she didn't need that crutch suddenly opened up a world of function where she could actually do things with that hand. You know, being able to set the table, being able to carry a cup of tea or coffee, being able to contribute to the household tasks and being able to dress herself, feed herself, has been so much part of what we've been working on. Good. Okay, Homo, let's go see the rest of the house. A lot of what we're doing is just being able to make therapy more real by understanding the context in which the beneficiary actually exists. So that's what we've been doing. And for me to just be in Homo's home is a privilege because it also helps us connect relationally. So again, when I first met Homo, there were very few words that she was able to speak. And it took a long time to find words.
Rinse.
Yeah.
A pot.
Okay.
And then
now what we're trying to do from a speech therapy point of view is build those words together to make sentences.
When Homo attacked by a stroke, I couldn't believe it, to be honest with you. I thought that Homo was gonna leave me in this world. So my niece do something to find out about this guy. So eventually they agreed to find her, and then we started the whatever they were doing there. So as time goes on, I can see there was a big progress with Homo until today. But I think I'm frustrated with the speech because sometimes I want to say something, like it become blank. He can't say anything. And as a mother, I'm struggling also. Okay, what can I help him with? Because you want to say something, but you can't take out the words. You always do like this, like. So like that's why I'm saying to you guys, only God knows. I don't have any words.
And as a mother, as you say, how does it make you feel just seeing Nanayako like that?
Yo, it is so painful, guys. I'm no more working. I retired because of Homolemo, so I must take care of him. And I'm a single mother. This is my mama's home, it's not my place.
So now what are you going to do?
However, she's grateful for the help.
So I'd like to thank them very, very much because, like, I don't know what to say to them. I don't know what to say to them, to be honest.
It's quite difficult. Homo, you can do more than you think you can do. And I think the last, 15 months, you've been able to see that if you just believe in yourself a little bit more, there are things you can do. Every day, I want you to say, if there's something I can't do, well, let me try do it. Because your mum is amazing, but I know she needs your help. There's nothing like seeing people overcome hardship. I think as a community, we always think that hardship is something we must avoid. But I think that sometimes the greatest conquerors are people who come through that hardship, and they come through that hardship as victors. Now, I'll be honest, not everyone at Pilasonke that we get to see has the best outcomes. But the vast majority of people do. And when I look and I go, we have been able to be privileged enough to be part of taking someone from being shut in their house, isolated from their community, ashamed of who they are, ashamed of their disability, believing that they have no hope, that there's no purpose for life. And then, after 6 months or 12 months of rehab, seeing that same person out on the streets, catching taxis, driving, returning to church, returning to their work, returning to their community. That's what Pilasonke is about.
Amy and I donate to Pilasonke. It is a beautiful struggle and challenge if you compare it against the outcomes that we are realizing. So it's not something really to focus on. It's something that drives me. It's something that keeps me going. It's something that makes sure that whatever I contribute from my practice and Amy towards Pilasonke is worth the while.
I just want to impact people. Everyone who works here at Pilasonke, we just want to impact people and make a difference.
And we want to see this thing happening not only in Soweto, not only in Dobsonville and Mofolo and the surrounding areas, but right across Soweto and in the rest of South Africa.
The story of Dr. Thabiso Mmoledi ends right here. We, as Stories Untold, hope that his selfless acts have resonated with you at home. From myself, Mmoledi, and the rest of the team, let's do this again, same time, same place. Goodbye.